Started first pitch of the game, misses low. There you see the Longhorn second baseman. Mendoza 3 for 10 in the series, hitting a team-leading .330 on the season. And a couple of hits last night in game 2. And he's ahead in the count here, 2 balls and no strikes. Mendoza got aboard in the top of the first inning last night to set the table, trying to do it again here in the finale. First strike of the day for Malachi Witherspoon. Of course, we saw his twin brother Kyson here on Thursday night in game 1. Malachi, also junior from Jacksonville, trying to bounce back from a couple of rough starts. Gets the swing and a miss, and that was 99 on the radar.
Throwing that fastball early up in the zone.
Popped up foul and out of play, and that one registered 100. And we have not seen that this year from Malachi. The adrenaline is pumping early.
Yeah, it's OU Texas. If you can't really tell, then I guess Malachi is kind of showing you what this rivalry entails.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Mendoza. And Witherspoon starts it out with a strikeout. Another 100.
He's ready to go.
Max Ballou now. There you see a closer look at Malachi Witherspoon. Another very highly regarded potential draft pick this year. Ballou rifles one toward left field. Gamble on the run, reaches and makes the running catch on the edge of the warning track.
It's a good play out there by Trey, man. He's looking like
all
me
smiles
out there.
Rylan Galvan, the catcher, team leading 14 home runs on the year. 2 for 9 in the series with a double. Dances out of the way of the first pitch. Just a 3-7 record on the year for Witherspoon. You see the strikeout numbers are good, 72 on the year. Got roughed up by Kentucky last weekend a bit. Suffered the loss in that start. In fact, he's given up a combined 10 earned runs in his last 2 starts. Pitched last year against Texas, Witherspoon did, when he was the closer for this Oklahoma team. Did not get a save, but did finish off a victory in the 9th inning when he registered 3 strikeouts without giving up a hit. And it's 1-2, another fastball to Galvan. Two of the best catchers in all of college baseball in this series this weekend. Galvan for Texas, Carmichael for Oklahoma. Carmichael in the DH role today for the Sooners. He did catch games 1 and 2. Popped up foul and out of play. I mean, he's living at 99 and 100 on the radar gun here in the top of the first.
Yeah, then this is really impressive right here. Really impressive stuff by Malachi. I mean, like you said, living at 99 to 100 and just letting the fastball loose right now. I wouldn't be surprised if he could pop one of those 80-mile-an-hour curveballs in there. He'd probably shock a guy right now.
He did go with the slider, it looked like. Missed outside. 2-2 to Galvan. Head coach Skip Johnson sending in the call. Scott Mudler, the catcher today for Oklahoma. And he relays the sign out to Witherspoon. 2 outs, nobody on. How about that start? Malachi Witherspoon, a dominant top of the first, 2 strikeouts. Sooners grabbing the bats for the
if there's a lefty or righty on the mound, he's been getting on base, and he hits. He hits.
Strike called on the off-speed pitch, 1-2. Texas will shift now as Borba joins the upstairs, 2-2. Sooners start the day in a three-way tie for 10th with Florida and Mississippi State, one game up on Kentucky. All of those teams play this afternoon. We will know by dinner time tonight the bracket for Hoover. Popped him up, left side of the infield. Flores fighting the sun a bit, and there's one out.
And there goes.
Now, a couple of those you were injured and didn't play.
Yep.
2 or 3 of those, but sounds about right. Grounded to third. Borba slings it sidearm in time for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for Harrison. He'll deal with Christensen now.
Another good pitch right there by Harrison. Looks like he got that fastball land on Easton's hands. Looks like Easton just couldn't get the barrel there to it, and was able to get him to ground out right there.
Harrison faced the Sooners last year as a reliever. In a game Texas won here, he went just a third of an inning. Gave up 1 run and had a strikeout. He threw only 9 pitches against OU last year. And Christensen hit by the first pitch. Well, the first base runner of the game. That is not abnormal. That is.
And so you got to kind of know that there's going to be a chance that you get hit right there. And so really good job right there by Sam not to get out the way.
Jackson Willits. 2 for 7 with an RBI in the series. Hitting an even 300 on the year with 9 homers. Switch hitting shortstop. And the flip throw to first sends Christensen diving back in. Willits has been looking for his 10th homer of the year for over a month now. His last home run coming in Game 1 of the Vanderbilt series here on April 11th. The count evens at a ball and a strike.
You know he's got to be thinking about that, right?
But you know him better than I do. I don't know if he dwells on those kinds of things or not.
You know, I don't think it's not necessarily that he's dwelling on it, but you know, 10 always sounds better than 9.
Sure.
So, you know,
it's an extra digit.
Oh yeah, it's an extra digit. So
he homered 10 times last year as a freshman. Takes the curveball low, 2-1. You got polar opposites going on the mound to start this game. Oklahoma, the flame-throwing righty, and Harrison, the crafty lefty. His fastball just touches 90. Oh, they got him picked off. Christensen to second, and he's out by a mile. Good move there by Luke Harrison, and that's how the first inning comes to an end. On to the second week. Really good-looking freshman here. He's 4 for 7 in the series with 2 doubles. And he grounds one the other way for a leadoff single in the second, his 5th hit of the series.
You're right on. You're right about that. A really good-looking freshman right there, and he's only a freshman, and he's a big kid. Team coming up.
First hit for either team. Jalen Flores now. This Texas team with 52 runs batted in. Tripled to the deepest part of the ballpark in right center. Two and 0. That's the get me over 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Took a little something off of it.
Yeah, let me just take a few miles off and still be able to hit 97 miles an hour.
It's early in the game. Those two guys are still getting along. And he rips one into center field. Jason Walk can't make the play. It's off his glove. Into third, Rodriguez. He's going to be stopped there, and the bases are loaded. A knuckleball into center field.
And let's see if he can get out of it.
Nobody out. Tommy Farmer. Takes a breaking ball for strike one. This has been an issue in Malachi Witherspoon's starts this year. He has given up 12 unearned runs. The defense behind him, more than any other day of the weekend, has been sloppy and has certainly cost his win-loss record, if not the ERA. 0-2, he jumps in front of Farmer.
That is something that we have realized, Toby, is that it just seems like whenever Malachi is on the mound, there seems to be a couple more errors, and I don't know why that is. You know, maybe we're just always getting caught on a bad day like that, but I don't know why it's like that.
The 0-2 to Farmer. Almost hit him, came inside. A ball and 2 strikes. Farmer, a big night here Thursday in game 1. He's 3 for 7 in the series. Has knocked in a pair. Back in center field today. Skip Johnson, I'm sure a little aggravated with how this top of the second inning has unfolded so far.
Yeah, I was going to say that can be frustrating for a coaching staff. You know, you've got a guy in Malachi who's really good, but he can struggle with some command issues sometimes. So you want your guys on defense to make plays for him. And so whenever you see guys not making plays behind him, I know that can be a little frustrating.
Big strikeout there, first out of each today for Texas. Came in with a pinch hit in the 9th last night and was hit by a pinch hit appearance. And he takes strike one. 10th start of the year for Chamberlain. He's hitting 143 out of Novato, California. Rodriguez at third, Flores at second, Schussler at first. Sooners have yet to turn a double play this weekend. They still lead the league in that category with 23 of them in SEC play. Grounded to second. Branch. 4, 6, 3. Bring it up. Texas had bases loaded, nobody out, and failed to score. Willits was at the plate when Sam Christensen was picked off to end the first. Slow curveball fouled off the front foot, makes it 0-2. Boy, what a pick-me-up for Malachi Witherspoon there, Kendall.
Oh, yeah, huge pick-me-up right there by the defense, man. I mean, you know, with J-Walk kind of missing that ball out there in center field, but, you know, really good job by Malachi to, you know, be like, it's okay, and kind of take it pitch by pitch, and he was able to really get out of that with no run. So really good job right there.
Another looping curveball hangs outside, a ball and 2 strikes. The only drama for Texas is, will they be the #1 national seed? Ball's hammered but pulled foul. Personally, I don't see any way they're not. I think you can maybe come up with some arguments just for the sake of arguments, and maybe if a team like a Vanderbilt or an Arkansas were to win the SEC tournament, Texas were to lose their first game perhaps, but Texas is going to win the SEC by multiple games. 4-pitch walk to Jason Walk. And speed aboard for the Sooners here with 1 out. That's the second Sooner base runner. Scott Mudler now. Also a Georgia native from Johns Creek, also an Atlanta suburb. Mudler and Walk had several friends and family there when the Sooners went to Athens for a series a few weeks back. He's been very good against left-handed pitching this year. Takes strike one. Leadoff double in the 8th last night to start the 3-run rally. And that was the first time last night that Max Grubbs looked human. He was mowing down Oklahoma's lineup out of the bullpen. Gave up the double to Mudler, and then the Sooners started getting after him a bit, culminating with the Dawson Willis 2-run homer. 1 on, 1 out, bottom second. And another check on Walk.
I don't know if you see
Schussler and Walk
yeah,
over there.
Schussler and Walk over there playing a little.
They've been giving each other a hard time all weekend.
They have.
Yeah. Schussler likes to push him around a little bit. It seems to be all in fun. Big swing and a miss at the breaking ball. By the way, the walk drawn there by Jason Walk, the 151st for the Sooners in SEC play that they have drawn. That leads the league by a wide margin. Flip throw and a nice play by Schussler to keep that from the right field foul line. Texas has limited those in this series. Only 6 walks for Texas pitching on the weekend so far.
You said it earlier, Toby. This team is really good. Their pitching is really good and has really good numbers. You know, top 2, top 3 in every category, it seems like.
Yeah, Texas leads the league in earned run average, leads the league in opponent batting average. They've allowed the second fewest home runs. They've allowed the fewest doubles and triples, the fewest stolen bases. There's a reason they have won the SEC by multiple games. Outside.
And that's what they say. They say pitching wins championships, right?
Right.
And that it did.
Concern going into the postseason for Texas is Jared Spencer left the rotation, their ace, a few weeks back, and now Ruger Riojas has had 3 consecutive ineffective starts. Lifted to shallow left. Rodriguez, it'll hang up for him. And there's 2 outs. The Texas rotation a bit wobbly right now anyway, going into Hoover and on into the NCAA regional. This guy has been steady Eddie for him, though, Luke Harrison.
That's always something that you never really want to question about your team is the starting rotation and things like that. But obviously, like you said, with an injury to Spencer and a couple of struggle starts right there, it's something that you do have to think about. But I think this Texas relief pitching has been good enough for them to be able to kind of hold it down for them.
Volantis has been all-world. Max Grubbs has been fantastic as well. Kyle Branch now 1 for 7 in the series. He had one of a flurry of bunt singles last night. KP, really, it was the small ball for Oklahoma that got him back in the series yesterday. Yeah,
and that's something that I honestly think that the Sooners should have incorporated a little bit more during their struggles. You try to hit your way out of a slump. You try to do a lot of things in a slump, but in reality, when I remember when I would be going through slumps and things like that, I remember Reggie telling me, hey, why not try to put one down? Just kind of seeing that ball hit the barrel one good time is, even though it is a bunt, that kind of helps you, see the ball a little bit better. You're able to slow down and do a bunch of things like that. And so really good job right there by the Sooners yesterday to, get the Texas defense some work as well and see if they could hold it down. And obviously that was something that they struggled with yesterday.
A ball and 2 strikes to Branch. Grounded to shortstop. Flores goes the short way, and that'll end the inning. Sooners get a base runner, but leave a man. No score through 2 in Norman. A couple of hits and a couple of walks. Friday night, Farmer was in the 9-hole. He was 3 for 4. Sophomore third baseman.
I think the 9-hole is something that gets taken for granted from time to time. Obviously, and I'm not saying that just because I was in the 9-hole a lot, but it's just one of those things where, you know, if you want a second leadoff guy or something
Sure.
that guy, or like a lot of coaches say, it can be really important. You don't want a guy who in the 9-hole who strikes out a lot. You know, you want a guy who can put the ball in play, someone who has pretty good bat to ball skills, because that guy can turn the lineup over. And so, really good job by Texas 9-hole hitters this weekend, being able to flip that lineup back over to the top.
Were you most comfortable in that spot in the lineup? It certainly appeared that way.
I think it was one of those things where, you know what, I actually like hitting higher in the lineup, because I felt like if I was higher in the lineup, I had a little bit more freedom.
Strike 3 called. 4th strikeout for Malachi. Didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, yeah. It was one of those, like, I felt like I had a little bit more freedom, because, you know, in that 9-hole, you don't want to go up there swinging at the first pitch and now you're out as the 9-hole hitter. You know, you want to be able to, you know, make things shake, fake bunt, put the ball in play, have some wheels and things like that. And so I was always able to, you know, kind of do that, do my fake bunting, you know, and kind of work the count in the 9-hole. But when I was up in like the 6, 7 hole, you know, I was like, you know what, I'm going up there swinging. You know, and that's kind of why I liked it more, because I felt like I had a little bit more freedom to go up there and swing, whereas in the 9-hole, you had to be more for the team a little bit, I guess you would say.
So you liked being a little more selfish.
Yeah,
yes.
You know, that's
such
the only
team player.
No, I guess that's the only child in me speaking. You know, I'm always a team. I'm always a team player.
The only child in me. I mean, 2-0 the count here to Mendoza. In the run in 2022 to the national championship series, though, I mean, I think people will remember you in that role forever.
Yeah.
Because of that season, how hot everybody got, but especially you. Big-time clutch situations.
Yeah, shout out Marucci getting us some fresh bats before the season. I mean, before the postseason. You know, I think that kind of just got our mental pretty good, and we were able to, you know, I was able to get a new bat in my hands, and it was able to jump off the bat a little bit better, in my opinion. And so I was excited to see a brand new bat in my hand, and I guess it gave me some attributes for some power.
Rifled the other way by Mendoza. That's a base hit. Walk keeps it from getting to the wall and holds him to a single. Second hit for the Longhorns.
Yeah, really good swing right there by Mendoza. Dropping that fastball to the opposite field, but also really good job by Jason Walk cutting that ball off. I mean, that ball was headed to...
Mendoza, threat to go. 11 stolen bases, second most on the team. Wouldn't be surprised if they test Mudler again after his first throw of the day sailed into center field. And again, Ballou swinging at the first pitch, fouls it back. Malachi Witherspoon fastball has settled in a bit. 97 the last inning or so after he hit triple digits back in the first. Max Ballou back from the thumb injury this weekend. Missed 26 games. Runner goes, pitch is taken, throw down by Mudler again is offline and again into center field. And this time it'll cost him. Mendoza on to third. That is error number 2 in the game. And again, shaky defense behind Malachi Witherspoon. He was able to wiggle out of it in the second. Another 0-2 to Ballou. Crowd wanted it. A ball and 2 strikes. Ballou pounds his chest.
Yeah, I know Texas fans are happy to see Ballou back in the lineup. He kind of just brings a hard body presence to right there up at the plate. I mean, he's just very impressive looking guy. Knows the strike zone really well, and he's just up there. You know, he's screaming at the dugout. I don't know if you see him over there. He's screaming at the dugout. He's tapping his chest. He's pounding his chest. You know, you kind of want that from your star player, from a guy who's been through the rankings, and he's that guy right there.
Swagger. 2-2. Witherspoon gets him this time. Mudler's got to throw on down to first, and that's strikeout number 5 for Malachi. 2 outs in the inning. With 2 outs. Strikeout victim his first time up. Takes a strike on the inner half. Rylan Galvan, fun to watch as a catcher. Fun to watch him in that right-hand batter's box, too. He's busy feet. He's always moving around. The 0-1, a little bit low.
Kind of gave him the Juan Soto comparison a little earlier, didn't you?
Well, it was Rich Hills that came up with that last night.
Okay.
Yeah. Rodriguez is a little like that, too. He's on deck. Mendoza at third base. Texas trying to push across the first run of game 3. Slider misses low.
I see what you mean there with the happy feet, but I think it's just one of those things where he's just such in the mindset of yes, 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 no, that, you know, he's ready. He's geared up to hit that fastball or that ball in his zone, and when it's not in his zone, then he's no. And then, you know, sometimes your feet can get a little jumpy there, but
it got by the glove of Dawson Willis, and Texas takes the lead. Third hit of the game. Rodriguez had the first one back in the second inning. 5 for 8 in the series. And he's only batting left-handed right now because of that hit by pitch he suffered recently. A switch hitter. Even when the Sooners have had Cade Crossland or Jamie Hitt, one of their lefties on the mound. This guy has been a tough out. Big cut, the foul ball, 1-1.
And this, you can tell this kid has a bright future ahead of him. I mean, just a freshman, and look at those numbers up there. Batting .323, 7 home runs, a .951 OPS. I mean, this kid can be special for this Texas team.
In left field today, we've seen him at second base and as the DH in this series. 2 balls and a strike. Would not be shocked at all if they don't once again test Mudler with the way things have gone early. Galvan can run. He's got 8 stolen bases.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, I wouldn't be shocked to see them run, but I would be surprised. I know Mud's his throws have been off, but, you know, over the season, he's been pretty good for the most part.
Yeah, he's been very good. He's an excellent defensive catcher. That's his forte. Been airmailing him so far, a couple of airmails. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Rodriguez. A-Rod, as they call him in Austin. Out in front. Wow. Like to see that pitch again. Full count.
Adrian Rodriguez.
And that's ball 4, and Rodriguez is aboard again. And this is worth keeping an eye on. With Malachi Witherspoon can run hot. He is an emotional young man. And sometimes this season, when he feels like he's been squeezed or the defense is a little sloppy behind him, he can lose some focus. Let's see what happens here. 2 on, 2 out, a run in for Jalen Flores. Witherspoon has just issued his second walk of the day. Flores walked in the second inning. And now Mudler's going to jog out to talk to Witherspoon. Team high 52 runs batted in for Flores. Opportunity for a crooked number here in the third for Texas. And you don't put up a record like Texas has without being good everywhere. And that includes on the road. Longhorns 10-5 this year in true road games. A couple of road sweeps in the SEC this year. Popped up on the infield. Hamlin caught it. That got a little dicey. If he doesn't catch it, nobody's at first base. But Hamlin. Of course, Hamlin today and Horton last night both playing because of the injury to Dayton Taki, who appears to be getting very close to returning. Coaches all say that Hoover seems to be a thumbs up. He has been taking batting practice this week. Swing looks good. Whether he can play the field or not, we'll see, but that'll be a huge lift for Oklahoma. Like Max Ballou was for Texas, if they can get their slugging first baseman back.
Yeah, it's always good to have a left-handed hitter who can hit the ball out of the park whenever, and so definitely would be a good sign to see Taki back in the lineup.
Maybe the biggest star of the night last night right here, Dawson Willis for Oklahoma. 2-run home run to give Oklahoma the lead in the bottom of the 8th inning. Fouls the first pitch off his foot and immediately drops the bat in pain. 5 home runs on the year. They have been dramatic, though. They have been late in SEC games and a part of victories. Willis only batting .234 on the year, but has 37 runs. But that'll be caught by Mendoza at second for out number 2. One time through the order for Harrison. He's given up no hits, no runs, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, and he has hit him.
Harrison has looked really good. Looks like he's been having good command of that fastball, throwing it in, throwing it out, staying away to righties, and having that slider kind of backdoor those righties. He's just done a really good job of keeping them off balance.
Gamble popped out his first time.